Hi, it's really a challenge to find the best products that can be deserving of your hard-earned money. It may be easier when you have a reliable source like our channel. Actually, our team reviewed a lot of products, analyzed endless reviews from the actual users, and made our rankings based on many factors, such as price, quality, durability, performance, and the reputation of the manufacturer. If you choose from this list, you can be sure that you're buying one of the best products. You can see their latest prices and find out more information about these products by using the links below in the description. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so let's get started with the video.
Are you looking for the best counter-depth refrigerators in your budget? Well, in today's video we break down the top 5 best counter-depth refrigerators that are available on the market. Starting at number 5, we have the Bosch counter-depth bottom freezer refrigerator. By most appearances, Bosch B11CB50SSS is a pretty standard, if very small refrigerator, and for the most part that's correct. It has good performance, though not as good as the Summit unit above, which it shares a price and size with. The interior uses its space much better in the fridge section, but I'm not a fan of the 3 drawers the freezer uses. It's very trim and great for people with severe space concerns, but it ultimately doesn't have a ton of special features, save for its most interesting one, a wine rack. The value of this completely depends on your love for wine, not collection, but consumption. It's a pretty sturdy and well-built wine rack, and the interior is humidity-controlled enough to make this a great short-term storage for wine bottles you intend to drink within about a month of getting them. As an alternative to getting a dedicated wine fridge, this is a very interesting option, even if nothing much else makes it stand out. Moving on at number 4. We have the Frigidaire stainless steel counter-depth refrigerator. This is a bit more of a friendly-looking fridge. Aside from the decidedly smiley face-looking front, given how the handles are placed, this option also has a bit less of the harsh steel look that several of the others have, giving it a little bit more versatility in decoration. It fits in quite well with other bright colors, including and especially white. The interior is pretty large, with 22.5 cubic feet of usable space, and the handles are comfortable on both the fridge and freezer portions. This model comes with not just an ice maker but a water filtration system, which is excellent for places with less than savory water, and even if you have some nice-tasting well water, it's nice to have cold water on tap anyway. The shelves are spacious, with very widely spaced door shelves, which is always nice to see. I like to store larger bottles there sometimes, and it just doesn't work out with more cramped fridges. The freezer is pretty standard, red, not very good and hard to store anything significant in my opinion, but given the price, about the same as our winner, it's hard to complain too much about that. At number 3, we have the Smeta 110V and propane gas counter-depth refrigerator. In most respects this is an unremarkable, save that it may be remarkably small refrigerator. It is the only option with the more common upper freezer design on this list, and it has bottom-mounted controls which are a bit awkward. The price is fine, though a bit much for the size without taking into account other factors. It has a very utilitarian design inside which maximizes space for small things, but may struggle fitting larger jugs or similarly bulky things you might want to store. But the main benefit of this one is it is also compatible with propane gas as a fuel source, as well as electricity. This makes it a great option for places with emergency situations where you might not want to run it off a generator, such as during long power outages after a hurricane. It's also great for cabins and the like where you may only stay a weekend and perhaps don't want to sew electricity at all, but may want some cold drinks or food while you're there. It's versatile, is the main point. This pushes the fridge from being meh to being an interesting novelty that might be just what you need for certain circumstances, which lets it just barely squeak onto the list. At number 2, we have the Summit counter-depth refrigerator with bottom freezer. This one I only really recommend if you have severe space constraints, or as a secondary fridge. It is incredibly slender, with roughly equal space in both the fridge and freezer sections. You only get 12.5 cubic feet of space here, but it uses it as well as it can, so you can fit a surprising amount here. The freezer especially is much better than most bottom freezers, with a similar, but smaller, design to our winner, the 16 cubic foot higher. It's great as a juice fridge or something, or it would be if it weren't so expensive. When not on sale, this option costs about as much as the Thor refrigerator above, which is kind of ridiculous. As a result, I can really only recommend buying this when it's discounted in some way. Still, if you can find it on a sale, Summit FFBF 192SS is quite good for what it does. The performance is top-notch in a way most similarly small refrigerators typically fall flat at, and it looks quite nice with most kitchen aesthetics. Just don't break the bank for it. And finally at number 1. We have the GE French door counter depth refrigerator. I'll be up front and say my main issue with this one is the price. You're looking at around twice the cost of the Thor model, for only a bit more capacity, and I thought that option was already pushing the limits. Still, the performance of this one can't be denied. Much like the others, it's energy efficient, which is a bit more impressive for such a large fridge, 22.2 cubic feet of usable space inside. Most of that is in the fridge portion, with the bottom freezer being about the same size as the Thor fridge above. It's a bit better organized though, so long as you yourself are organized. Personally, I am not, and this freezer's design really punishes not having a whole ton of rhyme or reason to how you want to store things, with a fairly small, rectangular space. It does come with a built-in ice maker, which is always a plus, with option for 2, if you're a heavy ice user. Really, this would probably be my favorite one if it wasn't so off-putting in its sheer cost. Thank you for watching guys, I hope you like this video. If this video was helpful to you, please make a sure like, comment, subscribe.